All right. Good evening, traders. Today is 4 o'clock. Today is December 7th, 2023. My name is John Kerrigan. We're going to do the BYOB Market Wrap Up. Sorry about that, T. I hate that when that happens. That's happened to me before, too. So we're going to do the market wrap up. Let's go look at some charts today, all right? So here's SPY. Here's a daily candle. Just a doji candle right there. So in the SPY today, wait, that's the 4 hour. Here's the daily candle. Here's a daily candle. It's a fat doji. All right, so we got a tail, a wick, and a whole lot of indecision in the middle here. Yesterday we closed below. See this downtrend line? We closed below it yesterday. And today we're back up above it. So we'll see what happens here with SPY. Evidently, they feel like they want to make a rally up to the 462 area. We'll see. But on the 10-minute chart, this is what we had today. Just a whole lot of dojis that I saw. And I saw one here, there, another one there, another one there, another one there, there, and one there. Tremendous amount of dojis today. A whole lot of indecision, if you ask me. All right, so there's where the market is on SPY. So I think we're nearing a top, or I think this is the end of the rally. They may gap it up again tomorrow morning to suck in more buyers, and I wouldn't be surprised if they dump it right after sucking more buyers in. We'll see what happens. All right, so there's SPY on the 10-minute. For tomorrow's pivot, it's going to be tough. Let me just see where I can find one. It's definitely not there. Looks like we're probably going to gap up because this looks like tomorrow's pivot, 457.96. Let's just call it 458. It is what it is. But that looks like it's going to be tomorrow's pivot. We spent more time going under it and over it and coming down to it. I think if that breaks tomorrow, we're coming back down to these lows. We'll see what happens. And if they're able to stay above it, you know, with a 10-minute crossover on the bullish crossover on the 3 and the 10 on the 10-minute, I suspect they might be going up to 460, 462. So there's SPY on the 10-minute chart. This will be the pivot, 458. All right, so on the daily chart, you can see we got just a fat doji right there. So we'll see what they want to do tomorrow. But I got a feeling this is the top. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I've been wrong. So there we are with SPY. Now we'll take a look at QQQ. All right, here's QQQ. Daily candle, higher low, higher high. Again, just barely inking out that higher high on QQQ. FNGU. Oh yeah, both SPY and QQQ in uptrends. Here's the high. Both made higher highs, so they're both in uptrends. I want to let you know, like, if you look down here, see this rally up. This nice rally up, but they did not put in any foundations, any consolidation through this. They just went straight up. And I'm just telling you, you can come straight down after going straight up if you don't put in, you know, enough foundation to support it. So if there is a pullback, I don't know what's going to catch it other than prior price action over here to the left. All right, so we'll see what happens, but they did not put in any consolidation at all. There's a 2-day consolidation right there. That's about it. So there's QQQ and FNGU and QQQ and SPY all look the same. Here's, already did SPY. Let's take a look at FNGU. Same thing, no consolidation. All right, so here's a higher low, and haven't quite made the higher high, but here's the last high, and they've made higher highs. That puts them in an uptrend. For today's price action, they could not get over yesterday's high, or they could not close over yesterday's high, but looks like they challenged yesterday's high by a penny or so. So equal high and a higher low. That's what we got in FNGU. All right, let's take a look at Diamond Dow. Here's Diamond Dow, just consolidating here on the daily chart. Diamond Dow, here's the last high, or the higher low. Last high making higher highs. Now just consolidating to the right. Here in Diamond Dow, 361.99. Let's take a look at IWM. Here's IWM making a higher low, putting in a higher high, and another higher high. So there you go. IWM in a daily uptrend. For today's price action, we got a lower low and a lower high compared to the day before. So there's IWM. A little bit of fading back right there on IWM. Let's take a look at IYT. Let's look at our transports. Transports doing pretty good. Higher low, higher high. Still in an uptrend. Hanging out, closing up over the 3 EMA. Nice work for the transports. So, there might be some more movement up. I see the transports probably want to come up to this trend line back up here. So they got some more room to move here on the transports. They might be looking for that box up here, kind of get a location up there. XLF, that's our financials. Financials just consolidating. Daily candle puts in a doji candle, an inside day from yesterday, with a higher low and a lower high. So closing up over the T line and barely up over the 3 EMA on the XLF. It's in an uptrend. Everything's in an uptrend except for energy. That's not in an uptrend. That's the only thing that's not in an uptrend. XLF, nice uptrend there. Here's the last high, making a higher high. Let's take a look at SMH. So SMH had a nice pullback to the trend line right here. You can see that. That's a multi-week trend line. It starts back in October 2022, right there. So SMH trying to hold on to the trend line. Here's the pullback. Back up over the 3.8. So you had a 3.8 crossover coming in right there on the daily chart. All right, so here's the last high. It's made higher high. That makes it in an uptrend. Now it's putting in that higher low. So we'll see what happens next if they're able to produce a higher high. So SMH, daily candle, higher low and higher high. So they're moving forward with their price. Let's take a look at silver and gold. Silver and gold. Silver having a pullback here with a lower high, lower low. Nice pullback too. Minor support. That'd be all these candles that stick up through here. So here's silver taking a little pullback here. All right, silver's in an uptrend, making higher lows and higher highs. Gold's doing the same thing. All right, gold's made higher lows and higher highs. So gold in an uptrend, consolidating here at the 188 level. All right, USO. USO, pitiful yesterday, gapped down, traded down, and low with a lower high and a lower low yesterday. For today's price action, we got a lower high and a lower low again. All right, so USO kind of stuck in the mud down here. In a downtrend with lower highs and lower lows. Daily candle producing lower highs and lower lows. You can see it trading and closing below the 3 EMA right there. UNG. I actually picked up some UMG today because I saw a higher low on the 10-minute chart. So here's UNG putting in a lower high and a lower low right there for today. But on the 10-minute, we did have a higher low, and I bought into that. And, of course, it reversed on me, just as they always do, right there. So it was looking good to produce that higher high. couldn't quite get the job done. I was looking for it to come up to about 525. So it's holding VWAP right now. So there's UNG. Let's take a look at the dollar index. If we can find that. It's US dollar index. So the dollar index pulls back to the flat 200. So maybe the dollar's coming back down. We'll see what happens. So there's a daily candle for the US dollar index. We were up around 104.20 and we crashed back down into the flat 200 right there. US dollar in a downtrend, making lower highs and lower lows, and we again we just set another lower high right there. If we can see if they got any follow through from this. So for this morning's marching orders were on the daily candle. We had this big red candle down, was to look for follow through. Let me just say, we did not get the follow through on any of these little mini Marabuzu candles. Okay, SPY didn't do it. QQQ didn't give it to us. No follow through. All right, biggest red candles we've seen in a while, but we got no follow through. FNGU didn't give it to us. Nobody did. All right, with yesterday's price action, we were looking for the follow through this morning and we did not get it. So that's it right there for economic numbers. We'll take a look one more time here, and max pain for tomorrow is 251. That may change overnight. Okay. NASDAQ earnings. Broadcom's going to report tonight, 376. That might give us the lift up to 362. We'll see what happens. But they're going to report tonight, AVGO. Economic calendar, we have just the employment situation at 8:30 tomorrow. We'll see what happens with that. And that's pretty much it. All right. So I'll see everybody tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock. Everybody have a wonderful evening. Is the MMRP still valid on the 4-hour SPY? It's kind of voided, Andreas, but I've seen them climb back in and perform, validate it like the day later. So we'll see what happens. It may get validated tomorrow. All right. Right now it's invalid. All right. But, we'll see what happens tomorrow. If they can come back below that 456, let me pull up SPY so I can show you where I want to be. All right, see the tops of these right here. Let me move that up to about there. All right, if they can get back below 456.76, then it's game on. Okay, on the 4-hour, if they can get back below 456.70. then it's game on. All right, we'll see what happens. All right, everybody, have a wonderful evening. Thank you for being here.